Welcome back, folks.
Let's get it.
The Heir Cast, you're on air with your boy Heir. Today we got Freshy in the building, one of my partners, Freshy 305, Anthony Arbella. I don't know if you wanted to put the government out there, but we just did it. But it's all over the socials anyways, dog.
Yeah.
But my dog, man, we got a lot to talk about, bro. But immediately, I want to pick up the pace here where we were just talking about off air. UFC, we're 5 days away, 5 nights, 5 evenings away from what's probably arguably the biggest UFC card in history.
And it's in Miami.
UFC 299, and it's in Miami,
it's in Miami.
our hometown.
Yeah.
We're so Miami that both of our Instagram handles has 305 in it at the end of it.
Have to.
So, dog, let's run it quick. Let's get into predictions. You're, of course, the guest here. As a good host, you got to go first.
Let's get it.
Let's run it with the prelims. We can start from the top. UFC 299, Vera versus O'Malley, but way other crazy fights too on this card.
People keep asking me, yo, what are y'all even on in these episodes? Like, how do we go from deep convos to wild jokes to life advice and back in 30 seconds flat? Let me put you on game. We're on Canna Kings. Whether it's CBD, Delta 8, or THCA, they got that top shelf, lab tested, smooth hitting goodness. No paranoia, no couch lock, no bad vibes. Just that clean, focused flow that lets the creativity flow and the comedy hit. So if you rock with the pod, support the squad, head over to CannaKingsCO.com. Load up your cart and use promo code UBTHCCrew at checkout for a little royalty level discount. Canna Kings, we're on it. And now you could be too. See you on Cloud 9.
So starting off the top, we got, in the prelims, we have the Pereira fight. We could skip the two early prelims. Let's just go straight to the Cuban holding it down. Robelis de España. Did we get a confirmation on the pronunciation?
I think that's good.
Okay. So Robelis de España, which is a crazy Cuban fighter. If we were just talking about it, he's had 4 knockouts in his last 4 fights, 4 bouts. The total time of his last 4 bouts is like 1 minute 15 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
You're going to check it out here. We'll have it playing right here while we're talking about it.
Yeah.
So he's first against some dude named Parison. They're fighting at 265 pounds. Crazy, dog.
So come on,
Yeah, safe to say we're going for our dog. Both Cubans in the building.
Cuban gang over here, Cuban gang.
So next we got more prelims. We got, let's go to the next ones. You know about Munoz and Phillips? Oh, I actually know about Phillips.
Yeah. I'm going with. Damn, that's a good one because Pedro Munoz, he's really good and he's been fighting for a very long time. And Phillips, man, I think that's a really good. Who are they fighting? They're underdogging Pedro Munoz. So.
You're looking at the lines too. I don't have the lines on this one.
I'm looking at the lines. Yeah, because I'm always, I'm a better.
No, that makes a huge difference. Of course.
Yeah. I like to see because if it's a good fighter and they have an underdog. Munoz is a dog.
Oh man, I'm taking Munoz. Okay, let's look at this from that aspect too, because it's not just my heart thinks the Cuban guy. No. Let's look at it also from the betting aspect. So
from a
I like
betting
Munoz
aspect
as a dog too, but Kyler Phillips, right? That's Kyler Phillips.
Yeah, that's Kyler Phillips.
He's how much of a favorite is he?
He's a minus 250.
Okay, that's
not
pretty
too
big. Yeah,
bad.
that's not worth it though. That's not good value, I think.
I mean, if I had to pick, I would pick Phillips. If I had to bet on it, but definitely too, like it's not. If
I'm taking Phillips, it has to be like a submission, right? He's nasty with those, right? Am I tripping? I think he has. Well, the thing is, Munoz isn't getting submitted either. It's like Munoz has good defense with that. It's like, right?
Bro, I think this fight can go either way.
That's a banger. That's a banger off the rip.
Yeah,
okay, next we got shorties. We got that's not Macy Barber. Who's that?
There's a Macy Barber there, but there's Rafael Dos Anjos is fighting before that against.
Okay, no, mentira. I went straight to
Gamrot.
Phillips. That was 9. Okay, so we got Jan Sedong versus Peter Yan versus this guy's Song, right?
Oof, I got Peter Yan there.
Yeah, man, right?
I got Peter Yan. He's a legend. He's a legend.
I saw a meme right now earlier today, a couple hours ago, of Kid Buu or not the fat one, Majin Buu, but the skinny pink one, the one he's kind of like a teenager.
Okay.
Over next to Peter Yan, and it's like, why are these guys the same person? Yeah, man. Peter Yan's been on a bad spell, dog. Since that O'Malley fight, to be honest, bro, think about it. Since two years ago, that crazy O'Malley fight where he dogged him, wrestled him the whole time, and then they gave it to O'Malley because O'Malley. He did more damage.
Yeah.
To be honest, I had bread on that fight many years ago. I saw it in the gym. They played it early.
Wow.
And, I remember very clearly. I thought he was winning But I heard Joe Rogan and all the announcers were saying the whole fight. They're like, oh, yeah, but there's not a lot of damage. There's not a lot of damage. But the judges hadn't been doing that. That was the beginning of this whole regime now where judges now
are judging damage.
They reward that. They're not rewarding just holding somebody, controlling for 5 rounds, 3 rounds, and not doing damage. You have to be active with that. I think Peter Yan's going to put it together, little dog. I don't think Song's going to do much. So, Peter Yan, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I got Peter Yan on that.
This is a banger. Gamrot versus Dos Anjos. Who we got here? RDA.
Man.
Or Gamrot.
I want to go with the underdog on this one.
Who is it?
RDA.
RDA is the underdog?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, bro. Some people say RDA is one of the best of all time. Like, he's in the top. He's
like if I had to bet, like and he's plus 325. Like, that's not too bad.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. But nah, I mean, he's fighting a killer though.
No, here's the thing. Gamrot looked. Yeah, that's the thing. I understand it because Gamrot looked nasty. Me and my dad saw Gamrot's last fight. I think he filled in last minute, right? Or he fought somebody last. Let's see here. Gamrot's last fight was. Gamrot's.
I think I saw his last fight.
Yeah, it was.
Fiziev. He fought Fiziev.
Yeah.
Rafael Fiziev.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And it was a banger fight, but here's the thing. I don't think it was scheduled for one of them. Like, came in last minute. Like that. It was crazy the way it worked out or something like that. I could be wrong on that.
Okay.
Let me double check right now.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I'm picking RDA on that one.
Yeah, no. So Gamrot announced that he was serving as backup fighter for the main event. No, mentira. That's not what it is. He fought Fiziev September 23rd. He won via technical knockout due to the knee injury. The buddy got a knee injury in round 2. That's what happened.
Fiziev though, he's a good. Rafael Fiziev is a good fighter.
But RDA, you think RDA?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think Gamrot now might some momentum. We'll see. When was the last time RDA fought?
He's actually not that long.
I think that's a huge difference, though, dog. But look, Ortega just came off like a crazy two-year fight drought, and then you saw that, and he sprained his ankle in the beginning of the fight.
Yeah. That was funny.
Tapped him.
I didn't think he was gonna win. I had Yair.
Me too.
For sure, I had Yair, and I did.
He looked crazy. He looked crazy. He took him to school.
Yeah,
that was just on some veteran shit, though.
I mean, not really. He just got him at the end, like with a good submission. But I was like, bro, why is Yair getting into this position like so unnecessary?
He schooled him. You saw you saw like the not necessarily age difference, but the experience difference. It felt like, and it's not like Ortega's fought in a long time, but he's fought. He's been in battles. Like, he had this whole name and all that.
I don't know. I don't have Ortega like
me neither
up there like with
me neither,
especially in that division. Like I didn't really think it was that good. But yeah, I guess that fight I had Yair.
It's an experience thing, though, dog. You know what that reminds me of? That reminded me of when you play ball in the gym, basketball in the gyms or in the parks, and you always got the old head that looks all crazy, has a funny outfit, and then he plays like Adam Sandler. You ever seen Adam Sandler?
Oh yeah.
But you always have the old head that isn't super athletically good, but he's skilled.
Then he balls out of nowhere.
He's skilled. It's just skilled. It's experience. It's skill.
True.
That's what Ortega reminded me of in that. So damn, RDA and Gamrot could go either way. But what's the pick then? Who do you have for that? We're going to stick with Gamrot for you?
No, I said RDA.
You like RDA?
RDA, but I mean, Gamrot.
I see the value in RDA.
Favorite. Yeah, I see the value. Then we got Curtis Blades and Gelton Almeida.
Yeah, that's the Brazilian dude.
That's the Brazilian.
That's going to be a crazy fight. I think Almeida has just more in his tool set. He's probably the favorite, right?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty. It's like
it's pick'em
minus 114.
Yeah,
no, minus 115 and minus 105 for Almeida.
That's pick'em. That's pretty good. Still though, I think that's actually a steal for Almeida.
I got Almeida there.
I think Almeida has more going on.
Yeah,
what's Curtis Blades gonna do? Just swing?
I think Curtis Blades on his way down. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And then
this is my opinion.
No, I agree. And even if he was on his way up though, at the end of the day, I look at it like, what can the person do? When it comes down to it, are we just swinging blows? Ideally, if you want it, but what if the person shoots? Right. What if the person starts grappling? What if the person, drops you? That's a great scenario for a lot of these Brazilian fighters. Anybody with a little bit of jiu-jitsu, they flip that into, a hold, arm bar, and it's a wrap.
You think that fight's going to be, like, on the feet, or you think it's going to be, like, on on the ground, you think this guy's gonna try to
I
submit him?
think
or
it'll
something?
be on the feet for as long as Almeida lets it, and then I think Almeida might get egotistical and try to throw blows too, because that's another thing that happens too. These guys try to show off that I could throw hands. I don't need to wrestle.
That's the best. Like those are the fights I love.
That's the best as a fan.
Yeah.
But you got to understand. I also look at it as like you want to succeed. You want to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
a
yeah.
belt. You want the best type of fight, the best quality fight. I want to see the best versus the best.
Right.
That's why Charles Oliveira is one of my favorite fighters, because not only is
Yeah,
he
he's
gonna put the
nasty.
hands to you,
He's
he's gonna
nasty.
wrestle. He's gonna do it all. He's gonna jiu-jitsu,
Yeah, he's
everything,
nasty.
everything. You don't know what's gonna happen, but he's ready for it.
Yeah.
You know, and he'll lose. That Justin Gaethje too. That guy, I think Michael Chandler's every single fight I've seen him fight,
Yeah,
pretty much he's lost, except the one where he knocked this guy out with the kick. But,
Tony Ferguson though.
yeah. But every other fight I think he's lost, and I love them all because he's bangers,
Yeah.
bangers. Just full.
He's
throttle.
a very entertaining fighter. Like there's entertaining
Super.
fighters, and then there's fighters that are like super technical, and then like they do anything possible to get the win. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's because they listen to what their team tells them.
And the
You know what
best
I'm
does
saying?
both. The best does both. Not
Right.
only entertaining, but also gonna get the damn
Exactly.
win. And those are the goats.
And
in
that's
my
why
opinion.
Sean O'Malley right now he's going crazy because he makes it look so nice. The way he knocked out Aljamain, dude,
Man, that was crazy,
Bro.
dude. Dog,
the right
yeah.
hand was crazy.
I mean, here's the thing though. Like, I think Aljamain just got spooked. The whole crowd was on him too. Like, you know, I think Aljamain had to kind of get into his head. I
I think he just underestimated O'Malley.
100%, 100%, and then you underestimated the effect the crowd, an anti-crowd would have on you. And it's not just an anti-crowd against you. It's not just a crowd hating on you. It's a crowd that's loving the other guy.
Right.
And O'Malley's talked about it too. Dana White's talked about it. I think he's done podcasts. He's like, no, we purposely did that. We knew that whole market loves O'Malley. And here's the thing: this Saturday's gonna be different. The whole city, supposedly Miami's on Cheeto Vera, which is a
Really?
shocker to me. I thought O'Malley might have that more like Miami turned up swag. You know, I thought he's more like at least the crowd. But we'll see. We'll see how the crowd. But a lot of people are saying that Miami's on him.
He do be turning up with the Nug Boys down here in Miami too, I think.
Everybody's gonna turn up that whole card. So let's go. We're almost done with the whole thing. What do we got next? We got
Gilbert Burns and Jack Delaman Danella.
yeah, it's gonna
You
be
like
a
that
banger.
one?
That's gonna be a banger.
Who you got? Who y'all got?
I like Gilbert
Burns?
Burns. I think like we mentioned already earlier about Curtis Blades being on his way down. I do sadly, and Gilbert Burns is
Burns
young.
got that dog in him.
Gilbert Burns is young, dog.
He's
Gilbert
got
Burns
that-
is young. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope next time we do a podcast, I'm gonna be able to come back and say, look, I was wrong. But you know, I don't know. I think Jack's on his way up. Jack's got a lot going on, dude. And he wrestles, so it's another thing where this is gonna be a mix of styles. Jack could throw blows, but I see him trying to wrestle once he feels that power Gilbert has.
I do see that fight like being really close, like really close.
You think it goes all the way?
It's possible, yeah. It's because they're man, I definitely see it like on the feet, them being strategic, like you know what I'm saying.
Who's getting finished? That's what I'm saying.
I would say Gilbert Burns pulls out the win out of nowhere, like fourth or fifth round.
No, it's gonna be 3 rounds. It's not gonna be 5.
Oh yeah,
It'll be
that's
3.
true. That's true. Nah, that third round dub for Burns possibly might go to decision for sure. That's probably what I choose.
It's hard to put away Jack. I don't think he has been put away, has he?
But if Gilbert Burns could do it, his his performance against Chimaev really impressed me. Like
That was a banger fight, but it's like, you know, you went to war, and it's like
Yeah.
that does damage to you too. And as good as
That's
it
true,
is
but-
for your popularity and for your fan base, it also damages your body.
yeah, but it shows what type of like fighter he is. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
No, he's a beast. You saw
Yeah.
you saw what happened with Sean Strickland and DDP in the crowds in the stands. His
Yeah.
kids were right there in between the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing.
Yo,
His wife. No, but he came out saying that the Strickland did a real gangster, and he was like, no, like, not real gangster, actually real polite and real political. And he's like, excuse me, can you move?
yeah.
All that
He
to
did say-
get whooped a couple weeks later.
I mean, it was a close fight.
Was it?
The Strickland and Duplessis.
DDP? He knocked him out, no?
Nah.
Oh, no, mentira. He took him the whole fight. Right? He took him the whole fight by
the whole
decision.
fight.
It was a decision?
It was a decision. Yeah. It was a very, very, very close decision too.
Yeah.
was
He
like-
didn't do nothing. It's funny because that's what he did to Izzy. That's exactly what he did to Izzy. The fighter.
No, Strickland dominated Izzy, bro.
Well, Strickland didn't have any moments against
Surprisingly.
DDP. I don't remember any moments
No, he
against
did.
DDP.
Yeah, he did. He had a couple like, I think he like had a quick almost knockdown.
Maybe.
I
I
think it was a
don't
jab.
I don't remember it
I think it
though.
was a jab.
Yeah.
something
That
like
guy DDP's a problem, man. That guy looks nasty, bro. That guy's the way he.
Who do
fights
you
is
think?
crazy.
Who do you think if he fights Izzy, right? Him-
So Yeah, Izzy's got to come back. Izzy's talked about it. I heard his last podcast with Theo Vaughn. Shout out Theo Vaughn and Izzy.
It's set up perfectly now.
We know you are. No, but I think they're going to give him a feeder fight first. I feel like Dana's not going to give him a big fight off the rip. And I think Izzy, too. Like, he's all on this comic book, the storyline. It's all about the storyline.
Nah, but they have the like, when they met up in the cage, like last time that Duplessis fought.
No, he's already announced it. He said that like he said this is his verbatim, the way he just talked about DDP on the Theo Von podcast. He said no, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna finish the story with him and you know, although he tries to say, you know, he is African champion and I gotta shout that out, and like he bigs that up, and then he goes, but at the end of the day he tried to take that away from us, which, you know, we would have never, I would never do to him. Because DDP, I don't know if you remember, that's the first time I ever heard of DDP. He went viral for talking about Usman, Ngannou, and Izzy, and he was like, bro, you guys aren't even real African champions. You guys don't even live in Africa.
Saying, yeah,
you guys are all fake Africans. I'm the real African, and I'm gonna be the first real African champion. So Izzy had a real cool point on that on the Theo Von podcast, and he was like, I like the way he did that. He was like, you know, shout out to him because he is an African champion at the end of the day. But I'm gonna come back and we're gonna finish that story. But I'll never try to take that away from him like he tried to do to us. And I thought that was stand up. But at the end of the day, DDP's just, you know, they're trying to sell fights like all these guys.
That's
all these guys.
That's the fight game. That's the fight game.
You know,
like we all know. Nah, for sure.
Speaking of the fight game, we're almost done. We're
move on to we got. Oh, this one's gonna be a banger, bro. Kevin Holland and Michael Venom Page, bro.
I love both.
Damn.
I love Kevin Holland though. I think Kevin Holland's.
I love Kevin Holland, yeah.
And he's been like on the up and up, but he's had losses sprinkled in this campaign he's had the last couple of years. I think now he's putting it together. MVP's a good fighter, but I think Kevin Holland's got a little bit more on him, and they're really similar. They are very. I was talking to my boy about that. I was like, yo, it's a very like similar matchup. You know, where, like their styles are like both. I definitely see like that's gonna be on the feet the whole time, right? Like I don't think that's gonna go to the ground at all whatsoever. If you ask me, I think it's gonna be like on the feet the whole time. They're both entertainers. They're both. They both could. They both could do their thing. But here's the thing: I feel like they're both entertainers, and they could get caught up into. They have some good volleys. They have some good exchanges, and the crowd's loving it. Miami's just gonna love that. Miami's gonna go crazy for any, you know. And then, I could see them just kind of working the crowd and just doing that. I think it'll go the whole way, though. I don't think either of them are going to get finished.
Nah, I could definitely see them getting a finish, somebody knocking each other out. They're both very good strikers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very good strikers, both of them. And I definitely see, if I had to pick, I don't know why I'm leaning towards Michael Venom Page.
He's a dog for sure, right?
Just because of all like the raw ass highlights that he has and
he's
Bellator
a big dog?
and
he's a big dog. He's a big underdog.
No.
Like they're pick 'em almost.
Yeah, they're almost even. One.
Let me just see the rest of the odds here. Yeah, 115.
Yeah.
Plus 115 for MVP Michael Page, and then we got minus 135 for Kevin Holland. Yeah. That's a little too expensive for Kevin Holland, but I like MVP at that. To be honest, you're right.
Yeah, I would definitely pick MVP on that one.
Wow, I can't believe Dustin Poirier is a plus 180 underdog.
Yeah.
I think he's losing this fight. I'm gonna come out now and say it,
but it's a good bet.
I didn't think that was a big. I don't think it'll be that big of an underdog. I thought.
I mean, it's not though.
I expect that to change.
If it was like 280.
I don't think the fight's gonna open up at that. I think that'll change from now to then.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. That's way too much. A lot of people are gonna react the same way you just did. Like that's way too high for him to be an underdog. And he's lost his last 2-3 fights. He's due a win. You know, he's kind of.
How'd you feel about his last fight with Justin Gaethje?
He got rocked, and I knew it. Like
But you had Gaethje winning before that fight?
Yeah.
For sure?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because Justin Gaethje, the way I feel about Dustin Poirier now, where he's had a couple losses, and this guy, I feel like you're a desperate dog when you're a couple losses and you're a good fighter. Like Kevin Holland was a couple fights ago. He's lost a couple times, like stupidly, and like you're a good fighter. You got all this hype. You got to win.
But Kevin Holland just fights anybody. Like he doesn't care.
Right. It happens. Vote too. Yeah. It happens. But it catches up to you. But I feel like these young guys, eventually, you're gonna get like a desperate dog, like where you're back against the wall. And you're like, nah, I'm winning this next fight no matter what. And I felt like that about Gaethje. I felt like Gaethje's got rocked and had some great fights and great outings. And
no, he's got a chin.
I just felt like that Poirier wasn't like
I thought Poirier was gonna win that fight.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna win that fight. He didn't, but it's all right.
And then so you got him winning against this Benoit guy?
Yeah, I'm going with Poirier.
Yeah, that's a good take too.
Yeah,
you're taking a lot of dogs.
Yeah. This time I'm going with the dogs this time.
That's good. And then we got the damn main event, right?
Main event. Let's talk about this main event, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Let's talk about this.
This is gonna be crazy because the last fight, it's like a lot of people try to talk about, but the last fight, and it's like if you watch the last fight, he gets hurt. It's like that's like it's. And Sean,
the last fight with Cheeto, right?
Yeah, the last fight with Cheeto,
So,
that's Sean's only loss. And Sean doesn't acknowledge it as a loss. Like he's on some sore loser stuff where he's like,
that's kind of weird. Like,
no, I mean I feel it. I feel it. It's like whatever.
He's just like, nah, like I don't want to believe it. But whatever, like, it was a very technical way to lose. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it.
Nah, I mean he got hurt, dog. He just couldn't fight. That's the thing. It happens, bro.
It's like what his like leg gave out, right, or something.
Yeah, he takes like I think he takes multiple kicks throughout the thing, but then I think it just happens like through walking. I don't think it's necessarily contact, and then he just can't stand on it, and then he can't do nothing on it, and then eventually I think he just loses all. I think he's just on the floor, and then they have to stop it. But
who you got though?
Here's this shit's complicated. So I think O'Malley, just because Cheeto Vera, I think it's gonna go to decision. I think they're both gonna realize they can't knock each other out. I think it's gonna be like that. I don't think Cheeto Vera is like Aljamain Sterling. I feel like they're both swingers, and they're pause, not that kind of swinger. But I feel like they're both like the last fight we were talking about with MVP and Kevin Holland. They're both gonna be swinging. They're both gonna be swinging, and they're gonna want to throw blows, and they're gonna want to work the crowd.
Right.
But this is gonna be a little bit different because it's for a belt, and Cheeto isn't that calculated. Cheeto took to school, and Corey Sandhagen became a merchant decision and won an easy win off him, off being just. That's why I'm not a fan of Izzy. His whole run as champions, it was really boring because he was just going for decisions.
No, I was not.
I didn't like
it.
Outside the Paulo Costa fight. Like there's like I don't remember
his performances fights against Whitaker.
I guess I didn't see him. Like there were decisions. I saw one. That was a decision. The last one was a decision, right? And that's the thing. I'm not a fan.
Did you see his fight against what's this guy's this legend before he left? Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva. Yeah.
Fight.
I'm a fan of Izzy to when he got the belts. That's why I was very specific with my wording. I had to say that I'm not a fan of his championship runs because I felt like
I feel like the most boring one was the one with Romero.
He was just on some Floyd shit, dog. He was just on some Floyd Mayweather shit where he's picking his fights, he's picking his spots in the fight, and he's like, no, this is where I'm going to succeed. I'm going to dog him. I'm going to get my points here. I'm going to hurt him.
Yeah, but he did ask for Romero when nobody wanted to fight Romero.
I'll give him that. That's a highlight. Champ. That's like a top 3 moment in his 2-belt campaign. That's a top 3 moment. The Yoel thing, the Paulo Costa moment where he fucking dry humped him and looked like a complete fighter. I think that was a decision too, right?
Him out.
He knocked him out. He knocked him out. Okay, yeah, okay, never mind. So yeah, that was the Yoel, Paulo Costa, and what I think the first Robert Whitaker fight was a banger, maybe.
Yeah, when he knocked out Robert Whitaker.
Besides that, he became, and I love this term, huh? Yep. I didn't think so.
Yes,
I didn't think so.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
100.
Maybe I think because I think the humping. I think the humping did it when he's knocked out. When else is he gonna hump him?
He knocked him out like he hit him like
mid fight.
No, he humped him after they stopped the fight.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're not. Paulo Costa's not gonna let him hump him mid fight. You know, he's gonna do something.
No.
But the visuals, him just humping him and getting him off him, madness.
Yeah, that was funny.
Man,
Izzy's a character, man. I mean, a lot of people hate on Izzy. I
love Izzy.
I think he's entertaining, man.
I'm just not super entertainer, and the way he talks and he takes himself a little bit way too serious because
he's confident. He's confident.
But. He's real about it too, though. Like he acknowledges that it's a storyline and it's all about story and it's all about comic books and Avatar and it's like he's all about that. And I like that he's transparent with that.
Yeah.
And and let me be clear. Me saying I'm not a fan of his camp, like his streak, doesn't mean like I'm not a fan of him as a person.
You're just saying you're not a fan of
the way the fights went down. And
after
here's
he
my
got
thing.
the belt, that's what
he's in control of how those fights went down, and he won them. At the end of the day, it's his job to win and keep the belt.
The storyline with Piera is obviously the
awesome.
best.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Like
I love how he don't want no more smoke.
Piera, I feel like Piera's there because
I think Pereira won. I think he won.
Oh man, like honestly, like
look how it ended. He called them out again, and they squashed it. Now they're friends. And they train. But he called them out at the end. At the end, he was like, "Come up to my way, big dog." The second he said,
he did what Izzy couldn't do, which was take the belt out at the higher weight class.
And Chico, he's beat him before the UFC. He beat him, during UFC, and yeah, they knocked each other out. But I just feel like he got the upper hand on him. But that guy's just different. Listen, that guy's different. That clip of that guy with the bow and arrow and the soccer ball, that guy's different, homie.
Yeah.
That guy's different.
No, Piera's a warrior.
That guy's different, dog. That guy's different, homie. That's.
I love his storyline.
After this last prediction with Sean O'Malley and Cheeto, I want to get your top like 3 of all time and top 3 like most entertaining.
All right.
But what's your prediction on that? How do you think that fight's gonna go down?
I think O'Malley and Vera definitely could be a very high possibility it goes to decision, but if
For
not,
sure.
I'm going with O'Malley by knockout.
Early, late? You could give a round or 2?
I would say late rounds. I don't think it
4
would be.
or 5
Yeah.
championship rounds?
Because Cheeto's a dog, bro, and
He fights 5 rounders. It's not like he's not. It's not like he's a fighter that hasn't been in those situations.
and I feel like Cheeto's gonna come in confident because he fought him already. So due to the fact that he fought, he's gonna come in like, bro, I could do this again, like boom, and that's gonna be a big factor on O'Malley because nobody has fought O'Malley who has beat him already. You know what I'm saying? So
just this one time.
I feel like O'Malley might have in his head like, I really gotta beat this guy because he you know what I'm saying?
And that's why I feel like he's gonna turn into this fight. He's gonna try to be a decision merchant and just try to do what Izzy did, like in a lot of those championship fights where he's going for points. And I feel like he's gonna catch Cheeto in a situation where Cheeto's not feeding that, because I don't think Cheeto's that kind of fighter. He hasn't, and unless he's learned, which is a big thing. You gotta improve, and the fight with Corey Sandhagen that he had, that was the fight where he had to learn that, because he was just going for knockouts and kept swinging and a miss. And every time Corey Sandhagen got in trouble, he'd wrestle him and just get in a safe situation and then do trips. And then, little trips, and kept tripping him and let him get up and then trip him again. And, like, Cheeto was lost. And I'm not saying Sean O'Malley's going to wrestle him, but Sean O'Malley could do the Izzy thing and just, we're swinging, but I'm picking my fights. I'm choosing where to swing. I'm choosing where we're getting caught up.
I'm just, like, wondering if O'Malley's going to be able to make it stylish. Like, the way he always makes, when he fights he makes it look so stylish. I don't think he's going to be able to make it look stylish against Cheeto.
This is going to be a different fight, I think. Yeah,
it's going to be a more technical fight, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of shade of Izzy in this one. So
yeah.
You're going for Sugar Sean, though?
I'm going for O'Malley just because I'm a huge fan of how he fights. I'm a huge fan of how good he makes it look. And yeah, so I
going against the Chico. We're both going against the Chico. Man, Cheeto.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's. What's your top 3 most entertaining fighters to watch? Not like who do you think's the best? We could do like great GOATs of all time. But who's your top 3 favorite fighters to watch, dog?
Top 3 favorite fighters of all time. First, I have
right now. It doesn't. We don't
right
do
now,
all time. We could do active.
Right now, active.
Yeah,
active. I'm gonna say for sure. I'm a huge Izzy fan. So
Izzy's your top 3 active fighters of entertainment, really? Just because you're a big fan of him,
bro. Because if you really watch all of Izzy's fights, I know. Like,
I gotta see the old.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for it. That's fine. I understand. But if you really watch his fights, he's so technical with the way he sets up things. Like he's really like a accurate, super accurate fighter, and that's what I like about him too. And like the fact that he just like, bro, he had so many wins in the kickboxing division, like so many, and it's like, dude, it's
you seen the kickboxing? You seen the kickboxing stuff?
Of course, yeah.
You've gone back and seen it?
Yeah,
I've only seen the Pereira
bro,
knocking him out.
He has like knockouts, like question mark kick knockouts, like it's crazy, bro. So I feel like, and especially active, I definitely, and honestly, I think it also might be the fact that I've made money with Izzy. So it's like when I bet and I make money with him, you know what I'm saying? It's like it kind of boosts. It's like yo, like this, if you're making me money, you're gonna be one of my favorite fighters. Yeah. And it's like, dude, if you would have bet with Izzy every time, I mean, his record obviously tells you would have been in the profits. You know what I'm saying? So that's if you ask me, Izzy. So I'm going with Izzy. Right now, let's see. And you know what? Technically, John Jones is still active.
Yeah.
So I'm going with John Jones for sure. I should have put John Jones first, to be honest. So John Jones, then Izzy. And third favorite fighter for me to watch right now. Damn, let me think about this, because there's a lot of good fighters for this spot. I was gonna say O'Malley too, because O'Malley's been making it look so raw, especially how he knocked out Aljo.
He's entertaining. He's pretty raw.
But nah, I'm not gonna go with O'Malley. Let me see here.
I'm gonna give you my 3. You got it?
Makhachev, maybe. Makhachev's going crazy too.
Makhachev?
Yeah, Islam.
Islam's your favorite?
I mean, I don't know.
I'm saying entertainment, dog. Like, you're gonna get a banger fight. I feel like you pick the winners. Like people you for sure bets you're gonna make bread
Nah.
off. So you said Islam, John Jones, and Izzy. Guys that have like won their last like 9 of 10 fights, probably all of them. Whatever, I'll give it to you. I get
No,
it.
you know what? Now I'll switch Islam with Max Holloway.
Wow, you like Max Holloway? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Max Holloway.
The very, very, very big fan bases for those guys.
I'm gonna
My
switch.
3 though, like it's really not even that like I'm big. Yeah, I'm fans of them by their fights though. But it's when I think of UFC and when I think of like the last banger fights, I think immediately Charles Oliveira, Charles Do Bronx,
Oliveira's dope.
Gaethje, and I think of Pereira, though. Alex, bro. Alex is raw, dog.
Yeah, that's
Those 3 though are always sure fights, sure bangers, sure wars. You know somebody's gonna get dropped. You know if they're not getting dropped, they're trying to drop each other. It's always
So who do you got between Piera and Jamal Hill?
The UFC edition, huh?
Yeah.
Imagine if we gotta get into it, dog. I think Alex is taking that. Jamal Hill's cool, but he's coming off an injury, and I think he's on the social media too much too, dog. I think that's a big. It's stupid to say, dog, but I feel like if you're a kid and you're letting this shit fuck with you, it's gonna get in your head. And I'm sure he's seen that clip of Pereira. Bro, this guy's in the jungle. This guy's got M's. This guy's got the racks. It's not like he's broke, but this guy's still choosing to be in the jungle, showing his kids how to hunt with bows and arrows. And like, no, this is how I train for my fights, homie. Like, this is not even an act. I feel like Jerry's kind of acting. When you see Jerry doing the samurai stuff,
And
it's like it's kind of like an act. Like, you don't do this. Like, you're not really out here. Like, Pereira's just he's hanging out for fun. Like, I do some soccer too while I hunt animals. You know, like it's crazy, dog. And I just feel like that might make a difference. But Jamal Hill could, make it technical. I'm not too educated on Jamal Hill. I got to see more of his fights and see where he could take it. But it's just from what I've seen. I think Alex it's not even,
right.
And that's a crazy. I think the 300 card is not as good as the 299 card. I think the 299. You like the 300 card better?
Let's talk about the 300 card though.
Let's talk about the 300 card.
No, because the 300 card is a banger, bro. What are you saying?
No, it's good, but I don't think it's better than the 299. And I think I'm just being biased.
So we already basically started with Piera and Hill because that's the main event.
top. Let's go from top to bottom.
All right, so then you got Zhang Weili and Yan. It's like another. I don't really know how.
Well, yeah, they got 2 of my favorite fighters on this card. They got all 3 of my favorite fighters on this card. Actually, I'm full of it. I'm full of it.
Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, this is a better card.
So you got Oliveira here on.
Yeah, all my 3 favorite fighters that I just named are on this card. Ironically, that's so funny.
Wow.
Hey, for you watching at home, now you know. I'm full of it. Nah, yeah, that's
right,
actually.
Let's talk about this.
That's crazy. Yeah, I wish it was in Miami. Actually, Jerry's on the card too.
Jerry.
Yeah, that is.
Oh yeah, Prohaska. Jerry Prohaska is on this.
Crazy. Whoa there. Okay, I'm gonna give you my picks really quick then.
All right, let's go.
Alex, I think Weili's winning again.
Okay.
I think Gaethje's destroying Max Holloway, and this
Hell
is for
no.
the belt. I think Max Holloway
bet
has to retire.
I bet that's fight of the night. Right there, Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway. I bet.
Nah.
I bet that's fight of the night.
I think the next fight might be fight of the night.
Watch.
Charles Do Bronx versus this Armand. However you say his last name.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's gonna be a crazy fight.
I think I got Arman.
Over Charles Do Bronx.
Yeah.
And he's on a 2 loss streak, right? He's lost his last 2 fights.
No,
he beat the other
he's
guy.
been
He beat
winning, bro.
Yeah, he beat that one last guy.
He's won his last 3 fights.
Last 3? Who's his last 3?
Dariush was his last
Dariush
one.
was his last one. Bernil Dariush.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
then he
saw that.
fought
He
Silva,
lost to Islam.
and then Ismagulov was his third one. No, he lost to Gamrot, which is the guy I think who's fighting. Is that the one that's fighting Dustin? Damn.
Bruh.
Yeah.
He
No,
lost
that's the one that's fighting RDA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He lost to that guy.
When, primo?
That was in 2022. 2022.
Not even.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. I'm looking at his fights right now. In 2022, he fought twice. He fought Islam. He lost, and then he fought Justin Gaethje and won.
Who fought Islam? You're talking about Oliveira.
Yeah, I'm talking about Oliveira. Who are you talking about?
I was talking about Arman.
Oh, Arman
The
fought.
guy he's fighting.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
So I'm confused. What did you just say? You think Charles is losing?
Yes.
Why?
Because I just think this guy is a little better on the ground.
Man, bro, one of my favorite UFC highlights of all time is how this guy finished the Justin Gaethje fight, where they were just throwing bangers, and this guy just wrapped. Is that how he finished Gaethje? Where he wrapped around them, or was that Chandler? He just wraps around them, and then like.
That was Chandler. I think that was.
Yeah,
Chandler.
I think it was Chandler. I think where they're just throwing blows, and it's a banger. There's fucking fireworks up top, and then they try to like clinch or something like that, and this guy just wraps around them like an anaconda, dog, and bro, that's it's incredible.
Yeah, no. We got.
We actually hold on. Give me 1 second. The guest for the next episode. Yo, you outside? Yeah, there is a pawn shop, but the pawn shop's like in the next building. So you parked in the front, right, where you see the Wendy's? No, it's a building. Yeah, it's like a 2-story building. Yeah, here, I'm gonna give the phone to my pops because he's gonna go get you. That's the other guest. All right. We're gonna bleep out the. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so yeah, banger fights. I think all three of my favorite fighters are winning. I think Alex is winning. I think Gaethje's winning, destroying this guy for that belt. I think I hate that idea.
He's not
of that
gonna
belt
destroy. He's not gonna destroy Max Holloway.
I think he's gonna dog him. I think
think
Max.
so?
Yeah.
Bro, have you seen Max Holloway fight?
Yeah.
Bro,
It's like I don't know, like.
He's an animal.
Yeah,
He's an
but
animal.
what is Justin Gaethje?
Was it? But like
A beast.
Yeah, Justin Gaethje is a beast. Too.
Crazy.
I think Max Holloway takes it, bro. I just think Max has more of a chin than Justin. I don't think Max Holloway's ever been knocked out either.
Never been knocked out.
I don't think he's ever been knocked out.
I know he's been destroyed though. He's been in wars.
No,
Same as Justin Gaethje, but
no, only with Volk.
yeah,
Like
that's enough.
Volk, yeah, but Volk, come on, legend.
No, but he's lost more than fight. He's lost
Volk's
like
a
6,
legend, dude.
Yeah, man. So you got Holloway then?
I got Max Holloway. I'm going with Max Holloway on that one.
Yeah. I think Justin Gaethje's a Chico too.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Justin Gaethje's a Chico.
Nah, he's American, dude.
No, I think he got the Chico in him though.
He said,
I swear,
he got that Chico in him.
I give my dad my phone, but yeah.
No, all right. So we got Jiri Prohaska versus Alexander Rakic.
I think that's Dana gave Jiri that fight so Jiri could feel better and get his confidence up.
He's fighting a killer.
Oh, that guy's a banger. I don't know about that guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that's not gonna be an easy fight. I got Jiri though.
Yeah.
I got Jiri.
Netflix.
Calvin Kattar and Aljamain
Time
Sterling. It's a good fight.
Oh yeah, that is a banger fight. Aljamain. I think Aljo's gonna win that.
Aljo, yeah, I got Aljo too.
Yeah. Isn't Marab fighting in that card? No, he's the next pay-per-view, right?
Nah, yeah, he's not fighting him.
Yeah, he's the next one, I think. Oh no, mentira. He's fighting the winner of the Sugar Sean Cheeto
Yes,
fight.
I believe
that's
so.
what Dana already said.
Yeah. So, this is crazy. You know, Bo Nickel and Cody Brundage.
Yeah, on that card, Bo Nichols is raw. I
don't even know who Cody Brundage is.
That's on that
to be
on the
honest.
300 card.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Bo Nickel is a negative 1,300.
That's hilarious.
It's like, damn. Every time I see him too, like he's like a negative, crazy ass number. Like you can't even make money with him. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So
No, you make the money with like you know like the wrestling or like the takedowns.
you have to put $1,500 to win $100.
Dude. That's not the right way to.
It's
I don't.
crazy.
That's not how I
It's
look at it.
crazy.
Yeah, there's no value in that bet.
Nah, but
Yeah.
Davison Figueiredo and Cody Garbrandt. Who you got there?
Oh man, I like.
Who you got there?
I think Davidson's gonna win, bro. I like Cody's cool, but I don't know that last knockout he got on his last fight. It was crazy, though. I was it was surprising, but I don't know. I don't know.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
I think he's been on his way down.
Nah, I got Figueiredo for sure.
I think he's got more in his, similar to what I said about Almeida and Curtis Blades. I think Figueiredo just got more in his tool belt. If the fight stays with hands, he could hang there.
I think Davison's gonna stand with him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I was just saying. I think if it stays, if it sticks to hands, he could keep the hands and he could, still throw blows. But I feel like he could also take it down and wrestle and make submissions with it too.
Dope.
So yeah, dog, got a lot of UFC content out here. That's great to talk sports, bro. Yeah. I did want to ask though, dog, what's up with the Freshy? Because I've never really asked when did you get the name? When did it start? I did want to ask that on the pod.
That's funny, bro. That's like.
Was it music that it started, or were you being called Freshy like for the way you dressed beforehand?
I like I think I started with Fresh. I like the idea of Fresh, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna add the Y just because my last name ends in a Y too.
But
So
this
that's
is
where
just
that came
like
from.
everybody calls me this. Like
No,
you're not even
that
making
was
music?
just I made it up
It's like a gamer
myself.
tag?
No, I made it up myself. Like, it's funny because my gamer tag is Factual Spitter.
Still is.
Yeah. But I just came. I just fucked with it, and I fucked with the S as a dollar sign. So I just rocked with it. But that was like I was super young.
But my question is the context when you're writing this. What is this like? You're tagging books? Or you're just like drawing on coloring books? Like, are you writing music at this time? What are you using the word Fresh? Are you telling mom and dad, don't call me Anthony, call me Fresh?
Nah,
Are you telling your friends this?
Nah, definitely not. I was just like putting it out in songs, and then
songs. All right. So
yeah.
When did you start recording? When was the first time you
18 years old. I was like probably
18?
or like 17, 18 years. Like when I actually started recording in the studio for sure.
Do you remember your first record? First thing ever?
Yeah, I think it's on SoundCloud. Like most of it's on SoundCloud. Everything.
Can you say a couple bars?
Nah, I don't remember.
You don't remember like that?
Nah.
I remember my first verse. I remember everything exactly.
Dude, that's like, you know, I mean,
it was a big deal though. It's kind of stupid.
So many songs after that for sure, but
that's because you were creating. So when you first get into music, are you put onto this by somebody else? Or like, what's your experience with actually creating music? How does that start?
It's
like,
funny.
Are you figuring YouTube playing beats and just rapping off it like that first? Like, how does it start?
Well, if we're gonna talk about how it starts, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, anytime I was in a music class, like while I was in school, you know how they gave you like music class in like elementary or like in middle school.
I did band in 6th and 7th grade. That was my first experience with music class. Before that, I'd never done it.
Wow. So
and it was
in elementary,
instrument band. Like, you know, I played.
I remember playing the
baritone.
flute. You didn't play the flute in elementary?
I played brass instruments. I played tuba and baritone. I knew about other instruments, but I never actually like played them. I was just in the brass for 6th and 7th grade. But I was familiar with it. Like it's three. It's like the three branches of the government. It's the three branches of band. It was of band. It was brass, it was percussion, and then it was not windwood. What's it called? What flutes? Those instruments? What are those called? What?
Windage.
No, it's not. It's not. It's
wind instruments.
You got my phone?
But yeah, bro, that's basically where it like started though.
Mars, do you know what do you call the instruments that are like flutes, saxophones? Windwood. It's Windwood, right? I didn't want to say Windwood because of the hood. In my mind, though, it's Windwood. That's what it is. It's actually Windwood. It's not just wood. It's not just wind. It's Windwood. It's a two-part word. Yeah.
That's funny.
Shout out Mars. Tag right there. See you in the next episode.
But yeah, dog. So I've always like pretty much I've never failed a music class. Like anything music related that they put in front of me.
Hard
like
to fail music.
I passed it. So when I stopped like actually doing music, to be honest, when I was like working, I remember I was washing cars at like Infinity, and I remember like, yo, I just want to go to like school for music. So then that's when I went to SAE, and then I signed up to go to SAE.
So you hadn't done nothing before going to school?
Yeah, before like I was always recording at like studios and stuff, like
actual studios. Like, so in high school you're going to other people's studios?
Yeah, like home studios.
Home studios. Okay,
yeah.
Not like full like.
No. Like home studios, like but
your dog set up. People, things like that, friends that are doing it.
Yep. Or just people like that I found out like that were like recording and stuff at the time, or like engineering at the time, and I would pay them like $40 an hour.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's when it started.
What's your first? I know you can't remember the first time you recorded. What's your first memorable like full song? Because I don't know if you went through this, but like for a while when I first got into music, it's just doing verses for a long time, and then eventually you're like, hold on, let me flesh out a full like original song, verse, hook. You know,
that's funny that you asked that. Yeah, because I've always actually like the way I've written music has always been like hook verse.
Always from day one.
Just like that's just what came easy to me. And then I started to like writing just verse.
Going off.
Just going off.
Reverse.
Yeah. I just like doing funny. That for sure.
All right. So do you remember what's the first memorable like song concept
that I wrote?
Yeah, like the first. I'm sure you did some before, maybe, but like, what's the first one that like
one that
furthest
really
one you could remember back? Furthest you could remember.
I think I did like a few like YouTube beats that were, one of them was a remix to something.
Original. That's another thing I went through too. You go through remixes and
original. I would have to say.
What's your first original concept?
What I say the one that means the most to me. There was a song that I did that's called "Get Low." And then when I wrote this song, I remember like that everybody after I dropped it, they had a great like all my friends loved it.
Turn up vibe, like a Get Low record, like
yeah,
Get Low,
it was a turn up vibe,
Get
and
Low.
I remember even sending it to a DJ, and a DJ would call me back like one time. He would be like, "Yo, like
I'm
I
getting
played this
low
shit
right now."
Yeah, he's like, I played this shit, and it was like, yo, everybody loved it, bro. And I was like, yeah, bro. So I feel like that was the, like when it really hit me, when I was like, oh, I could really do this, and you know, I just haven't stopped since.
Wow, Get Low.
Yeah.
Is Get Low out now? Can people listen to it?
Yeah, it's on SoundCloud.
Still on SoundCloud.
It's still on
Perfect.
SoundCloud. I post everything up on SoundCloud, just like instead of just having it in my phone, just post it up.
I still got a bunch of all my old stuff on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
The first time I ever did a record, my dad had this huge project. There's a barbershop. It's still open to this day in Miami Lakes called Heads Up.
Okay.
And this is the first time I ever got to a mic. Before this, I'd written like lyrics like on notebooks and stuff like that, and just like rapped it with my friends hanging out.
All right.
But this is my first time ever recording, and the concept was, you know, everybody that would get haircuts at this barbershop just kind of dropped a verse. You know, shout out to Juice, Heads Up, tag right there. Shout out Heads Up the barbershop, legend. So we all did verses, and there was even a big video. And I remember bar for bar my whole entire verses. It's really short. It's, Ayo, I'm known to keep it clean on a daily routine. A fresh cut from Heads Up and a hoodie with some jeans. Word up, yeah, I got 'em. Mathematicians wanna solve 'em. When I spit, I am a problem. Get it? A problem. Get it? I'm going off like a shot. No, I'm going off like a shot. I'm blasting off like I got him. 305 MIA representing for the bottom. A son of a gun, come from the gunshine state. Patiently waiting, I'm on my way to be a great. It's like, bro, like
Okay.
12, 64.
Nah, but bars though.
Yeah, but really first time ever, dog. And it was a big deal because not only is my dad saying, yeah, this is your first time ever recording.
Yeah.
We're going to do a video like tomorrow. Like 2 days later.
No, that's fire.
Yeah,
now
it
he's
was
like, yo,
crazy.
gotta get with it. Like,
Yeah, bro. Yeah. This was pressure. But it was just like a verse, you feel me? And
Yeah.
then my first actual original record was like a YouTube type of thing, but it was like some dude on a hook. And like it came with the hook already, but it was original. Like no, like it wasn't something that's already out.
How long it took you to like write your first song? Do you think?
Like this the Heads Up affiliation is the first verse I did.
Mhm.
That's like song 1, and then this song I'm talking about, this original record, is like probably like song 7 or 6 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I did like a collab right after with some kids my dad knew, Top Notch Kids. I don't think they're making music anymore, but shout out to them. And yeah, I did a record with them, and then Verse. I started making music with. I don't know if you know the story of Verse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he really got it out of me too, because before then, music was just like my dad's thing, and it's like my dad with older people. All my friends, like I would rap, you know, freestyle with them in high school, and they looked at me like a Jedi, like, oh my god, they never really wanted to take it serious, like they were on the other shit. So Verse was the first. It wasn't even my friend at first. My dad introduced. My dad had been telling me about him for months. He's like, oh, I want you to meet this kid, because my dad, I'm sure, naturally wanted to get that out of me. He's like,
Right.
oh, this is gonna be a way my son could get into it.
That's fire.
And sure enough, Verse came around, and before it even blew up, we were just vibing. We would just hang out. We'd freestyle, fuck around. I wasn't good at freestyling, nowhere near where he was at. And he would just, you know, we'd fuck around, and we would not just freestyle, but then we'd freestyle like other rappers, you know, like we'd fuck around, and it would be funny as hell.
Yeah, like impressions.
Yeah, impression
Yeah,
freestyling.
yeah.
It was really fun, dude. Shout out Verse. And he's killing it now with the visuals. He's not so much on the music now. He's incredible with like the edits and stuff like that. Though.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out Verse here. You guys follow him.
Dope. Yeah, I remember he like took off.
Yeah.
Took off like, and then like I think like what YouTube was like taking down his video, right? Or something like that.
No, well, the video took off on WorldStar. That's really what blew it up. Like, I'm sure it got a lot of views on YouTube, and then that's what makes it go on WorldStar at the time, because it wasn't like we paid to put that video on WorldStar. We've paid for other videos to go on WorldStar, but that specific situation was something where they pick up. That's the two different dynamics of WorldStar. You could either submit, but every time you pay to submit a video, they give you like a corny, like they put like in parentheses, like they say artist submitted or whatever somebody submitted, at least back in the day. And then the hot shit, like, you know, for an example, like a president falling, even though that didn't happen in WorldStar days, that's something they put up themselves.
Right.
All the hot shit they put up themselves. This Verse video was something they put up themselves. It was just 17-year-old impressionists, and nowadays that's something that's done all the time. You see it everywhere, left and right. It's kind of corny. Yeah, but at the time that this wasn't something that was a big deal, and he just did really 5 rappers. It's Lil Wayne, Drake, Eminem, Luda, and then Lil Wayne on Lean at the end.
Yeah.
And then it's just
But he killed it though. I remember. I remember listening to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it blew up. It blew up, man. Shout out Verse. But
Dope.
as an artist though, you gotta understand my mindset. I'm not really so into music. Then this guy comes around and we start vibing and hanging out, and music's fun. Music's now a cool thing, and we can seriously do it and work on original songs. We do original songs. We did remixes together, like we pick beats and shit like that. and
That's the cool part.
I see
always
him
thought
blow up
about
off it. And I see him fucking have his whole life change. And he goes from, you know, he can't even go to school. He had to, like, go get out of school because the clout was too crazy. And, you know, everybody trying to, you know, be clout chasing, be dick riders and try to be on some bully shit. Like, it was really corny.
That's
like,
high school.
But that's life. That's not really high school. It's what popularity does and fame.
Yeah.
That's why all these famous celebrities, they homeschool their kids and shit. Because it's complicated to put your kid in a situation like that where it's...
That is true.
And the truth is, I feel like pressure makes diamonds, and you can't shield your child from that. But
but it's
that's
also
just,
like a safety issue too. Like,
yeah,
you know
and
what I'm saying? Like,
and it's also every situation's different.
Yeah,
That situation right there, you know, it was like he was already on his way out of high school. He was halfway through high school. And I don't gotta be here for the rest of this shit to get my diploma. I got bigger shit going on, and it was the smartest thing to do because, you know, out here in Miami, you could, I'm sure, confirm, dog. The, you know, public school system, like, there's good schools, there's good teachers, but there's, you know, no holds barred. Anything could happen. You know,
right.
Get in fights, you get kicked out, you get locked up, you get cased up over what. A fight in schools, it's just madness.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not worth it, dog. So that's where music starts. And then what's the hardest thing in SAE? I had a question about that. You know, I've like in movies, and I never went to college. So, but I hear all the time, I got to do my thesis paper, and the thesis is like the final of college.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a thesis?
No, but we had to do a test, like they'll
a final.
Like let's say like it's like a board like the SSL. You know what the SSL is?
Yeah.
All right, so they'll
shout out SSL.
Yeah, they'll test you at the SSL, and then and they'll just tell you, all right, connect this, connect that. You gotta go mic up a drum set. You gotta run the signal.
A physical test though. This is like you're in the room and like you're dropped. This isn't like you're on a computer and like dragging.
No. This is like
that's cool. I like that.
Like
that's so cool.
Yeah,
that's so cool, man.
So you gotta go into the other room, mic up everything, boom, and then come back in.
Are you timed?
Yeah, you're also.
Oh, it's so cool. Yeah. It's like you're on a game show.
You're timed and graded, and then like they barely help you. Like they help you a little bit, but then like they'll be like, oh, what do you do here now? You know what I'm saying? Like, But that's pretty much one of the.
That was the hardest. That's your biggest memory for like what a final was. That's the hardest thing you have to. Well,
yeah,
I'm sure by the time you did
because
that,
of the pressure and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it really puts you on the spot, and I feel like that's what's cool about it, because when you're in the music industry, like you get put like on the spot a lot. You know what I'm saying? Or like they'll be like, "Dale, let's see what you could do." You know what I'm saying?
And here's the thing, a lot of people aren't ready for that moment. It's like, be ready so you don't have to get ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yeah,
and
preparation.
It's like sports. I love the analogy with sports because how many times you see a player go down and then you got some no name off the bench like balls out. That happens every day. Mm-hmm. Players go down every day and no names take their spot and come off the bench. They just know they're not ready and they don't ball out, and they gotta acclimate and they gotta get ready and they're not ready for they're just settling in. They're rusty. They haven't played in whatever. There's other players that just ball out because they're ready for the moment and they're just hungry and it was my chances. That's
where practice makes perfect comes from. Like
little tests like that, getting put in the moment, it takes out the comemiaderia. It takes out the chances for errors and half-assedness, because you got to get checked like that, because it's eventually going to be somebody else's money.
Right. And
right now you're in school and you're hanging out, and other people just take it for granted if you're in your own studio. And the whole point is efficiency, dog.
Yep.
The more you could create in a more amount of time, the quicker you get through it.
Facts.
And less mistakes. There's nothing worse than putting in a bunch of work and thoughts and creativity and passion, and then shit's not saved or shit's not right, and you have to start over.
Yeah. Especially with like when you're in the studio or like the engineer's not on point and you're like getting shit flowing. You know what I'm saying? It's like they always put that pressure on you, especially.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So we're getting close to wrapping up for episode 1. Every episode though, I've done something called the Big 3. It's funny, we did a Big 3 earlier with the UFC, like subconsciously, like not even planned. I didn't plan that out. Yeah, it wasn't the Big 3, but we're gonna do another Big 3 now too, because I like ending it with this.
All right.
And then we do the plugs after. We just promote whatever.
For sure.
So let's do a Big 3 of favorite fights, dog. Let's do that since we're all UFC'd out at the beginning, first half of the episode. Favorite fights of all time. Doesn't gotta be any order, but like quick. And you could change it tomorrow, next episode. But let's just give the crowd 3 lightning round. Best fights of all time.
Best fights.
Pretend the audience member right now has never seen UFC, and you gotta give him 3 fights. This is gonna make you want to watch fighting. UFC.
Damn, I forgot who he was fighting, but I would say there's an Anderson Silva fight where he gets like a knockout with like the heel of his foot like straight forward. I forgot who he knocked out, But yeah, I would say that fight right there. I gotta.
So we'll leave pick
Yeah.
one for a lot of Anderson Silva knockouts. Just see Anderson Silva's career. Definitely first thing you see.
Like
Bagger Silva.
people know who like
Easily but
For sure.
imagine the people that don't. Imagine the guys that just watch basketball, football, those guys. So Anderson Silva will do that. You give him 2 fights. Give him 2.
And then I would say probably
Surprised you're not saying Izzy and Alex or some of these freaking.
Nah, I like the old school fights too. Like when it comes to like top 3, you know what I'm saying? Because you said active.
Well, right now I just said 3 fights of all time. This is just to get to the.
My next one would probably be. Man, I like John Jones against Lyoto Machida.
Ooh, wow, that's a crazy fight. That was a really good fight. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one. And then man, what's for the third one? Dang.
Typically, when I've done it too, I've done it like a draft where everybody takes turns. So this one, let's keep it a draft style. You did 2 picks, I'll do 2 picks.
All right, for sure.
My 2 picks are gonna be Gilbert Burns versus Kazma. That fight was crazy.
That fight was.
I think that fight it shows you a war.
Yeah.
These guys are going through. And I love boxing. I love football. I love hockey. I think hockey's the hardest sport skill wise. I think UFC is the craziest sport. Because at least hockey, you could get away. And somebody just died recently, or RP to that player.
Really?
But yeah, man, crazy situation. Crazy highlight. I'll show you after the episode finishes. But dude,
RP.
Here's the thing about fighting though. You're locked in, and the things these guys go through with the training, it's war. But these fights, you kind of just see quick knockouts. It's very few times where the fight goes that distance like this one did, and you see the blood, and you see these guys. They both looked like Kazma won the fight and his lip was hanging.
Yeah,
like that's the winner of the fight.
We've never seen him like that. We've never seen him. Yeah.
So that's a crazy fight to experience and watch, dude.
That's a good pick.
Another good fight that I think people would love to see if you've never seen the UFC, dude. Let's give him like a mainstream pick, the Conor McGregor Khabib fight, because this is storylines, this is drama, this is a knockout, a finish. It's not a long war like the last one I mentioned, but this is like this. There's a lot going on here, and guess what? You get a rumble after, so you get like 2 fights in one.
Yeah, that is true. yeah.
And what's your last pick?
Solid pick. That's funny because I was gonna say the Conor and the Aldo.
You could do that. That's still there. That's literally the people say that's like the Hulk Hogan. You know, in wrestling, one of the biggest moments is Hulk Hogan picking up Andre the Giant. People say that's like a UFC. That's like the UFC's equivalent. Yeah, that Conor McGregor Jose Aldo fight, because he was on this hype. He was talking on this.
Stuff. I like how Conor literally said exactly what he was gonna do.
Yeah,
and
that's
did
exactly.
It. So that when I like,
manifested it.
Yeah.
That's a good last pick. I like that a lot. Shout out Conor. Let's see when he comes back.
Yeah. Dude.
My last
hopefully
pick,
soon.
Let me see. Last pick. Let's see.
I feel like the UFC's been holding it down when it comes to the sports right now. Like they've been going crazy.
Yeah, man. There's good fights, man. I'd like to say like Tito and Chuck Liddell, dude. Like that fight was crazy, dog. And like I remember that's like when I first saw UFC, like I thought it was like fake, like WWE. I was like nah. And then I saw that, I was like, nah, if they were faking it, they would do this in a better way that didn't hurt so much.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah, those guys were monsters, dude. Those guys were monsters, man.
Yeah, back in the day when there was like less rules.
Yeah, dog. So just let the everyone listening know where they can follow, anything you want to promote, any ideas, not just promoting things, but if you got a message out that you want to put out to the world, let them know.
Yeah, bro, absolutely. Definitely, you can follow me on Instagram, 2live_ant. You can follow me on there. I have music on all platforms. You can always search up just Anthony Freshy.
How do you spell Freshy on the platform so they know?
Yeah, FRE$HY.
It's there anyways. I'm gonna put it there.
Yeah. Search that up. You guys could tap in. And I guess message for the people, I guess, would be just stay positive, stay working. Appreciate your family. You know what I'm saying? Work hard. Work towards your goal every day, and just don't give up. That's what I would tell the people. And then if you just be consistent with that stuff,
keep fighting.
Then you'll be good. Yeah.
Keep fighting, like the theme of the episode. Keep fighting.
Keep fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Dog. Never quit, dog.
Straight up.
It ain't over till the fat lady sings or Bruce Buffer announces.
But yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. You know what I'm saying?
No, dog, you'll be back. You'll probably do another one before the night is up. But thanks for having, dog.
We'll tap in.
Thank y'all for listening. Of course, you guys are the most important part of this. We'll see y'all next week.
Let's get it.
Peace.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. You already know. That's why you're here. Peace out.
Come on now.